it's Eric and John with another episode of Behind the Bar Beer Reviews.
In John's creepy basement.
In John's kill box, as he calls it. No, for real, that is a total jab at Mr. Nate Ryerson, who is absolutely phenomenal from Behind the Bar Beer Reviews. But it's Eric and John back at you with yet another episode of Blackboard Beer Reviews, and we're coming at you with a couple surly reviews today. And today, we're reviewing a beer that was requested, and the comment read, "Are you reviewing Abrasive again this year, even after all that Treehouse goodness?" And actually, I wasn't going to, but I kind of got it.
Yep.
After Wet this year,
Wet was a little disappointing.
Yep.
And so this is released 4 days ago.
Okay.
3 days ago.
Canned?
Tuesday. Yep.
It
was canned on 10/28.
Wow.
So they sat on it for a week.
Yeah, well, that's the new MO. So, all right. So this beer really needs no introduction. This is Surly Abrasive Ale, aka 16 Grit, which is a 9% double IPA brewed with rolled naked oats, or oats in general, and Citra and Warrior, I believe. You can go ahead and do the honors on the pour.
Good old Warrior.
This is a beer that, if you watch my videos from the years prior, it's a beer that I've gone from a Hunnits down to, I think my latest score was like a 98 or 97, and it's just a beer that over time and as production gets larger, I typically seem to like it a little less. So I'm hoping that's not the case this year, because this was always one of my favorites. This beer pours out actually hazier than I expected.
It's just a little hazy.
Surly uses a centrifuge, and they are able to get all the hop turbidity and yeast turbidity all out, and give you a consistent crystal clear product. So it's pretty pale golden orange
hued. You can see your finger behind it, but yeah,
it's borderline opaque.
We got bright lights.
Yeah, we do have bright lights. So yeah, there's not much to be said. Nice, actually really nice carbonation. Needs to be noted. Look at that. That's Surly beer. Anyways, let's dive into the nose, because I'm pretty excited. Okay. Wow. Yeah, so there's still that massive, like, peachy, pineapple-y grapefruit.
Resinous peach is what I think of.
Yep, I think you're right. But I do get, like, pineapple-y. Like, really, really overripe, juicy pineapple.
Yep, you could get more yellow fruits.
Yep. And then there's that twinge of that, like, candied grapefruit peel. Not
just
necessarily
just
ruby
a
red,
little
but
bit.
Just grapefruit peel,
and it used to be heavy, heavy dominant on that grapefruit.
It's changed year to year, but so do hops. They're a vegetable matter type thing, like a plant. They're
plant-based.
There we go. Words are hard, people. I just got back from Cancun, so. It smells really good. I'm not let down by the nose. Barry Baru, who you've seen on the channel, actually gave us a little mini rundown, and he said that he didn't get any of these notes.
Yeah, he said no grapefruit.
Like none.
It's hard.
I'd say peach smells really good.
Then pineapple, then...
It doesn't smell like Treehouse Tropical Bomb, but it smells really good. It smells like Citra. Yeah, alright, well, let's drink it. Cheers. Enough of this bullshit.
Super resinous.
Yeah. Like, lupulin just floating in the glass.
It's a real West Coasty thing for me.
Yeah, it finishes dry to the bone.
Super dry.
Every year
it's ultra dry, which really goes, if you got a lot of the grapefruit, really blends really well, because grapefruit has that dry characteristic.
It kind of reminds me of Pliny, which is weird. That dry mouthfeel.
No, man. Pliny on the tap is tits.
Always tits.
And is super grapefruity, actually.
Pretty much anything Treehouse is stripper nipples, so.
Yep.
A good place to be in between. So I get like a lot of... I can see the King Su comparisons. I mean, I don't nearly think it's on the level of King Su.
The resinous and the hop bitterness with the resinousness
and then
turn me off a little.
There's this really hardcore underlying sweetness this year. Really
malty sweetness.
Malty sweetness, like cloying. Like in a double IPA. If you told me this was a Sierra Nevada, Green Flash, or Stone. Actually, Stone is a better word.
It cloys. I mean, normally when you have a lot of malt sweetness, it really helps to cancel out that super high IBU bitterness. not doing that. They're somehow coexisting in this weird world of bitter sweetness.
And then there's this borderline like fusel sweet
weird
alcoholic note. It definitely
the tail.
It doesn't. It definitely feels like 9% beer. It's heavy on the mouthfeel, and that's not a good thing. It's not smooth on the mouthfeel.
This is not a crusher.
It's like fucking nectar, like agave nectar, and just it's heavy. It's like honey in a way. It's
last ones used to be. You could down the last ones dangerously.
And you know what? I've heard that they dialed it in more this year. It's soft bitterness. It's juicy, and I disagree on all those fronts.
I don't know.
Wow. Fall from grace. So I'm not going to like dial this up next to Julius. And I'm not going to put it side by side with King Sue because those are East Coast beers. This is a Midwest beer. But it is a double IPA. And at the end of the day, it is not my favorite double IPA anymore.
Let me set it next to another double IPA that this used to be above.
Which one?
I think Molotov Light by Evil Twin.
Oh, that's a dope beer.
Is better than this can we just had.
Woo! Fire! Shots fired! Get down!
If you want to have what Abrasive used to taste like, you go get some Molotov Light, and it's just like grapefruit. Yep. It's like super one note, but it's like a shit ton.
Yeah, but you know what? There were times when Abrasive was straight pineapple juice. Like literally, you opened a can from like across the room, and you could smell it when it was opened.
Like 4 or 5 years ago, though.
About 4. But so yeah, is this a beer that at this point in time I am going to rush out before it sells off my liquor stores? No.
To be noted, this is $16.99 a quad.
Ouch.
So that's pricey, even for 64 ounces of beer.
Mm-hmm. But I think what gets it is it's 9%. You dial the sucker down to 7 and amplify those hops more, tone down that malt sweetness, and you're back into glory land. I think Todd the Axeman's a better beer.
I think Molotov Light's $9.99 for 64 ounces of beer.
I think you're right about that. Ratings wise, guys, before we get too off the bar here, literally, I'm struggling. So there's always a conversation: has Treehouse ruined me? Has Trillium ruined me?
It's a little bit
or is it that I'm pickier about my double IPAs now, or is it that my palate's more refined? I honestly have not figured it out yet.
To be fair, this is super West Coast style.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go back and watch some of our West Coast IPA, double IPA reviews, we were not the nicest to the whole West Coast style as a whole.
It just isn't as balanced.
Well, no, it was never that balanced.
This is a beer that, if it was...
This is a beer that used to be really tropical fruit juice, and now the hops this year are making it much more bitter and not helping cover up the sugary malts nearly as much.
Right, and it's not many malts.
The sugary malts will blend in a lot with that tropical fruit juice.
Yeah.
And that
what are you going for on a score?
I think...
I could be talked into many scores at this point.
I think this is a low A. I think you're looking at 90, 91.
Yeah, I was going to go a 92.
And I think last year it was a 95, 96. And I think the year before that it was a 98, 99.
The year before that was Hunnits. So I'm going 92. I just, this isn't, at this point in my beer drinking, things I'm going to go by. This isn't it.
What do you guys think? Is this a style that
Are we off? Are we crazy?
Has this failed to evolve maybe as other beers are coming out and
Hop
changing
Slam
how
effect?
they're made? Hop Slam is actually a really good example.
Right. Like Stone came out and redid Ruination. Do I like OG Ruination more? Yeah. But, I mean, is this something that they already use an English yeast strain? So do they, just change the way they brew this beer? And make it
mix up your
bill. Because they're surly, do they say fuck it and we are who we are and our beer still sells out?
That's a surly
which
thing
is
to
what
do.
I would do if I was surly. So I don't know, guys. Are we off the pond here? I mean, we're still giving it A level. It's not like we're shitting all over it and flushing it down the toilet or dumping it out.
But I think you could find some high quality shelf turds that I think I would take over this.
Yep.
Molotov Light is what I'm going to continuously recommend.
Yeah, no, it's a great beer from Evil Twin. I'm trying to think of. I honestly. don't reach for double IPAs very much anymore.
No.
Simply because they're above 8%.
They're
and
hard
I can
to,
have 2 of them, and I'm fucking
and then
tipsy, and I can't drive.
You're not driving anywhere, yeah. This is not a crusher.
I just crushed 8 ounces of it pretty quickly. However, it's pretty much my first beer.
It's leaving a pretty solid palate wrecking.
Yeah, I'm afraid to drink anything else. All right, guys. Well, hey, that's enough rambling from us. We are behind the... No, we're Beer Geek... No, we're Blackboard Beer Reviews.
From the Kill Box.
From the Kill Box. And, yeah, we're actually filming on location at John. So, cheers. We'll see you again very quickly in another